Hey guys, so I'm just moseying on down to the supermarket. I've got my mask in case anyone passes by, but right now, as you can see, things are pretty empty. I might show you a tiny bit around. The funny thing about doing stuff like this, where I say, okay, well this is kind of the compound, this is how I live, is that I think people have an idea in their head that the Middle East is either a war zone or Aladdin. That's not how that goes. And so what I'm going to show you, I'll show you a little bit around the supermarket so you can see, because I think people are interested. The life here isn't as different as you think it is. You know, it's a normal, like, there's things going on socially, but it's a normal modern life. It's not like a dusty old Arab market, and that things like that exist. There's a history of them, but in terms of day-to-day life is more normal than you think, particularly on a compound, because on a compound a lot of the modesty requirements, it's a lot more of a Western life. Like, I don't have to wear an abaya out here. I can wear short sleeves. I could wear, you know, a swimming costume if I wanted to. Actually, right now we're passing, turn this around. This is one of the recreation areas on my compound, and there's like, basketball courts, and there's a swimming pool, there's a gym in there. Actually, kind of bizarrely, one of the rules of the recreation area is that you can't wear an abaya in there. I signed in a friend as a guest back before the Rona, and she was told she had to not wear her abaya, and luckily she had some long sleeve stuff on underneath, so it didn't matter. But so the life on compound is very different in terms of what you can do and how much you can show than life off compound. Sorry, I had to turn my camera off for a minute. So a lot has actually changed even outside the compound. In November of last year, I think it was, the tourist visa came into effect, and one of the rules around that was that foreign women didn't have to wear abayas, they just had to be modestly dressed. So even outside of the compound, as long as I'm covered the way I should be, and I'm not wearing too tight clothing, I don't have to wear an abaya anymore. I only do it going to work because it's a requirement of the workplace as I'm going in and out of the building, but in the building I wear Western dress. So it's just the modesty rules rather than an actual abaya. Like, I've only ever had to wear a headscarf, I think, once, and that was the first week I was here, when I went to the hospital for my visa medical. That's the only time I've ever had to wear the full gear and it be an actual thing. Sorry, I realise I'm giving you a beautiful view. I'm going behind some of the buildings here, so it's not the nicest. So one day I might just show you out around the mall or something, but it's not the image that a lot of people get of the Middle East. I mean, the compound maintains like the plants and things, but then at the front here we've got a little area. It's got a supermarket, a pharmacy, a vet, a doctor's office, and a beauty salon, I think, and there's a restaurant a bit further down. Oh, I've got to put my mask on, hang on. Alright, I was nearly at the store anyway, so I was going to have to put it on. I just wanted to make sure, because I saw some people coming, that I was covered. But yeah, I'm just going to go into the supermarket now, get a few things. I don't need a lot, just the produce and some makeup wipes. But I'll try, and if it's not too obvious, I'll show you around a bit. So it's all pretty normal, guys. No monkey's paws, no desert. It's just a supermarket. So we got all the stuff here. One thing you do get a lot of here, let me see if I can find you some. Oh, is this it? You can get laban, sorry, that's going to be a reverse. By the way, all our products here have English and then Arabic on the other side. Laban is like a fermented milk, and there's another product that feels a little bit similar, it's a bit like cream cheese. It's like a strained yogurt, but it's tartar than cream cheese because it's got that yogurt to it, called labneh, I think it is. But I'm having a problem finding you an example right here. Okay, so here's what I was talking about. It's more of a strained yogurt than of like a cream cheese, so it's slightly tartar. And we have like regular cream cheese and things as well. This particular supermarket only sells chicken. I actually want to get some of these. This always makes me laugh. They call it mixed parts. I was like, okay, yeah, that sounds appetizing. Mixed parts, but okay. If I want to get beef or lamb, I tend to, because this isn't a very big supermarket, I tend to just do a delivery from the hypermarket when I need other things. But I'm quite stocked up on meat in my freezer for lamb and beef, so a little bit of chicken for the air fryer's enough. One difference you do get in the fresh food is there's always a really big selection of dates in the supermarkets here, because it's more in the tradition, and usually fresh tamarind as well. You see a lot of that. I'm just gonna around for you. I don't eat dates. I don't like them very much, but you can see, and date paste is another very traditional ingredient. But mostly they do cater more to a Western palate here, because this is a foreigner compound. So we have a few different things, but mostly what you would expect. Brown eggs today, that's quite unusual. Usually it's just the white, but a load of them are smashed, like you can see right here, because they just wrap them up. Oh, I've just found a smashed one here. They just wrap them up in cling film, and it drives me crazy. But the ones in the plastic are small packs. So, and I eat so many eggs, I don't want to do that. I might take one of these. The pack I usually get, but it's in like this plastic instead of the cling film. It protects it slightly more, but I smash a lot of eggs taking them home. I don't usually buy bread, but I'm going to buy some of this today just because I want to slice it and put some cheese on it to eat with the soup I'm going to be making. That's why I needed the produce. There is also like a nut station over there, a little bakery station, and a deli section over here. So this is all the ice cream and stuff. The deli section tends to run towards, right there you have a lot of pickled like olives and white cheeses, very strong white cheeses. And there's the more international section of cheese right there. I've got enough today, I don't need any more. But you get a lot of sort of the Turkish cheese, and again the Lebanon. This is all the ice cream. And because we're on compound, we have a little section of non-food items here as well. No. You don't have baba ganoush? Baba ganoush? No, not now. Okay, thank you. These are the cheeses and meats. Obviously no pork, but other deli meats are fine. I think I'm all right actually. But yeah, you get all the white cheeses, the Turkish cheeses. It felt a bit weird in being right there. I don't want to film him. But you have like a couple of grape leaves. I love just the marinated things. The deli counter is very heavy on marinated things here. I'm debating a new chopping board because mine's getting a bit messed up, but they've only got it in a set with like knives and scissors there, so I don't think I'm going to bother. I'll have to order one. This always strikes me as super odd. Can I show you this, you guys? It's like processed cheese, I guess kind of like cream cheese. But so the jarred processed cheese always freaks me out a little bit. I'm not sure why, but just having it in a jar. But then you've got this. They have it in a can, you guys. Like cheddar cheese in a can? Really? And I can't wrap my head around it. I really can't. Of course, I get that it's a desert and you'd want other ways that didn't require refrigeration in order to keep transporting it, but I don't know why that bothers me, but it bothers me. This is the part of the store that is relevant to my interests. I get my coffee. I usually just grab this one. This is a plain one that I don't mind the flavour of. I did get, you guys, I know this is a well-known brand, but not Folgers, Maxwell House. I got the Maxwell House, and they have somewhere here, I don't know, what is the point of half calf? Someone tell me. Hazelnut. I bought this hazelnut, and you guys, hazelnut flavour was artificial, of course, but was so strong. It tasted almost like a perfume. Like, I had to I cut it like 1/3 hazelnut, 2/3 into my other plain blend, so I just get more of a flavour, because I was dying, you guys. But I don't have very many choices of ground coffee here, because mostly you get these pod machines like Nespresso are a lot more common here, and then just instant coffee. You get a ton of instant coffee, so it's just not as popular. I was using this one for a long time, but the American one is a lot cheaper. Flavor on the Intenso, the one I was getting before, is absolutely fine. I like it. It's not too strong, but the Maxwell House blew my head off. I had to like cut it with other coffee for weeks. I do have some actual coffee beans, not these ones, but I have them at home so I can grind them myself. But because I have an actual espresso pump machine, I sometimes have to special order my coffee instead of buying it. They've just recently started stocking this because it's very normal to have these. These ones here are, when they say ground coffee here, they mean ground Turkish coffee. And Turkish coffee, because it's made slightly differently, I mean, this one's got ground cinnamon in, which is a very strong flavor. Cardamom. Ground cardamom in, which is a very strong flavor. But because the Turkish coffee, it's really hard brick, is so finely ground, when I try and put it in my espresso pump machine, it actually gunks it up. Like, it's too fine. It can't force the water through because it comes into almost a paste. And that means I can't use a lot of the readily available brands of ground coffee because it's too fine. But I've figured it out, but it's just something you have to keep an eye on. But there's a lot of instant coffee here. My basket is so heavy now. I should have known doing produce. I'm probably going to have them deliver it. I'll just take the eggs and the chicken with me. I've just taken my mask off because there isn't really anyone around on the walk. I've got it in my pocket if I need it. So I've just grabbed my eggs because they smash easily, and in my shoulder bag here I've got my chicken and a couple of other fresh things that I bought, just because when things get heavier I just don't feel like carrying them. They will deliver it to my apartment, which is really nice of them. It's very convenient. So when, like just now, I went in and I bought more produce than I thought I was going to, and just heavier stuff like sweet potatoes, carrots, butternut squash for the soup I'm going to make. And rather than lug it all home, because I live quite far from the shop, then it means that they will just take it, and that's much nicer. But because of the fresh things, if it's going to be an hour or two before they bring it, I don't really want to leave the refrigerated stuff unrefrigerated. And if you're going to be able to see or not, but it's very pretty with the sun just going down. You can just see the outline of everything. I'm quite excited because we're just about to get to the point in the year where things will start cooling down a little. Like November to February, temperature wise, tends to be the best. Now it does mean all the mosquitoes come out, which is why I struggle to be outside because they eat me alive. But moments like this, when I'm walking to the store, I'm not sweating to death because it's actually quite pleasant in the night at the moment. Still gets quite hot during the day, but I'm hoping, I feel like there's a turn in the weather coming. And it's always the most pleasant time. I can be in my little patio a bit more, and my patio looks like a prison right now, so I want to do something with the outside, but then I'm always like, is it worth it when I don't spend that much time outside? And sometimes mentally it's nicer to have something that looks good out there, but I don't know, I'm still deciding. But for now it means a nice pleasant walk home. Around the compound you see a lot of quad bikes, and also, oh, I can't see any around right here, but golf carts. The compound is quite big and people use them, especially when it's hot. You don't want to be walking from one end to the other. I don't have one. I don't care about walking too much, but a lot of people and kids and teenagers and things use the golf carts and the quad bikes to get around on here rather than have a car, and it works out. My apartment is right, this is the back wall of the compound, and my apartment's right at the back, and then right behind that wall is the mosque. A little bit further to the other side, but that's why when I say wow the mosque is so loud, it's because it's right there behind my house. So I tend to get the loudest part of it. So this is me. I'm just going to leave my gate open because the delivery guy is coming. My lights aren't on right. Oh, you can't see anything. Hang on. Let me turn the lights on. So all the villas have these gates for privacy, and then just have a little open area. Mine is an absolute mess. It's covered in dust right now. That's just my laundry. It's covered in dust right now, and the tree from next door sheds leaves, so I haven't been out to fix it. We had a dust storm. I've got to come in and wet it. I was hoping to get it done today, but I'll do it tomorrow. My hose, I need a hook for it, I think. But I just come in, wet everything down. I need to pull those leads. It's just been too hot. So I just don't want to be outside when I'm doing that, you know. But like I say, now things are cooling down. I'm going to try and just take care of this area a little bit more, clean it up, see if I can use it for something. That'd be nice. This is the inside of the apartment, if anyone's interested. I know you never get to see that. That's where I film. That's why you can see the wall in the background. But just got all my waters down here. Shoe rack. Most of the contract I have actually provides a furnished apartment, so most of this stuff came with the apartment, like the big furniture. But then the rug came with the apartment. I want to replace it actually, but the rug came with the apartment. But then the The cushions I did, excuse the rat's nest of wires there, it's usually a bit tidier than that. The cushions I did, the plants, the mirror I bought, let's use correct words. The pictures, I did a big IKEA haul near my beginning of my time here. So the deer pictures are IKEA. The mirror is what? The mirror was Amazon, I think. Plants from various places. And just, oh, I did my seasonal candles. They had Bath and Body Works sale for National Day. This one is lovely. I don't usually do tea scents, but then I've got the pumpkin clove, cinnamon, spice vanilla, and glazed cinnamon roll. And it's very, very nice. Yeah, most of this stuff, like I said, came with the apartment. I need some art for that wall. I haven't decided what I want yet. But that's my dining room table. That's where I do most of my filming. That's just taken out my bedroom. Because if I come around here, you get the bedroom here. Excuse there being nothing on the bed. When I showed you the laundry outside, that was what was drying. So I'm hoping to bring that in a minute. I bought the rug, another IKEA one. When I got here, this whole room was like beige, brown, and orange. All the furniture came with, so you kind of have to work with it. But I tried to tie in some more blues, and I wanted more green on the wall there. I want it to be green and white, but I had some problem with the photo delivery, so I've just got 2 prints up there now. But I want to buy more and make like a collage up there. And that way more blues and greens means that the room looks more balanced instead of this hideous orange and yellow. And just my makeup station with all my stuff. I feel like I've shown you that before. So yeah, nothing too amazing. My bathroom's just there, but I'm not going to take you in there. You don't need to, it's a little ensuite. And I got a teeny tiny kitchen. If you look, this is the living room. They've just taken a corner out for the kitchen. It's so small. But if you go in here and you got all my groceries I'm about to go through. And it's a very small space, but it has everything I need. It has my refrigerator. I've just got some meat sauce defrosting there for tomorrow. And my cooker, my stuff, yeah. I mean, plenty of storage for what I need. When I was living in Japan and in China, the apartments are a little bit smaller, like especially in Japan. So I'm not used to having a lot of space, and I think there's a decent amount of space for one person here. The bedroom's bigger than I thought it would be. And the kitchen's small, but it's got a lot of storage and it's got a lot of functionality to it, really, because when I was in China, I had a much bigger kitchen because it was a kitchen diner. It wasn't enclosed, not kitchen diner, kitchen living room. It wasn't enclosed. It was a big space, but my only kitchen tool in it was a hot plate. So I had a single hot plate for 2 years, my second trip in China. And I think the first time I was there, I just had a double like gas top. So even then I didn't have a lot of burners, whereas now I've got an oven. This is actually the first place I've had an oven here, which is quite exciting for me because usually I have a burner and then, excuse the mess, I have to buy like a tabletop one to put here, which is how I've always survived in other countries. I've always had like a tabletop oven, a convection oven, and that's kind of done the job for me. But didn't have to this time, which was really nice because everything was already here. They did a good job setting us up for when we got here. I didn't like the stuff I went out and got was mainly like soft furnishing, decoration, but it wasn't necessities. I got here, they already had some groceries in for me, so I felt very welcome, and I could just start to live here, and then as time went on, build it up instead of having to worry about arriving to nothing, which was really nice of them. Okay, so I'm gonna do a quick grocery haul for you, I suppose. Why not? And then we'll finish this up. This you have already seen, but just in case. So we got some eggs. I somehow, by a miracle, did not smash them. And the chicken that I need to put in the fridge in a second. Just chicken mixed parts. I'll put them into my air fryer up there. I'm going to be making soup this weekend, so I've got onions. I don't usually get sweet potatoes, but it seemed like it'd be a nice mix. I've got carrots, and I've got some of these little miniature, oh, help me, butternut squash. So usually I don't bother with the sweet potato, and not even always the carrots. I might leave and use the carrots for something else, but I will roast up onions and butternut squash, and I will cut up 1 or 2 apples, and after these are finished roasting, I stick them into a stock pot in a little bit of thyme, a little bit of rosemary, some stock. Oh, I forgot stock cubes. Ooh, okay, I've got one. I was nearly out, just had to check my cupboard. So a little bit of stock, boil it up for a while, and then I've got a stick blender, and I just immersion blender, and I just blitz it up, and it's a lovely soup, very autumnal. And I bought some bread just because I'm I'm going to slice up and have cheesy toast with that. It's a couple of basics. So I was out of makeup wipes almost. I need those. These are, I'm thinking of doing overnight oats again. So I put some raspberries in that. I just like to keep these on hand. I run out. So I've got a can of chopped tomatoes for the pantry and some sweetener for my coffee, as well as this one is nearly empty. So I just bought a replacement coffee. Okay everyone, I hope you enjoyed this. It's not my usual thing, but I know people were getting interested, and I don't have to be like, I don't live an exciting life. You know? For all I live abroad, I don't live a massively exciting life, especially with the Rona. But I'd show you around a little bit, let you know kind of what it's like living here. And I hope you enjoyed. And if you didn't, more reactions will be on the horizon. Lovely to see you. See you next time.